Hot summer days call for low-effort dinners, and the slow cooker is the answer. Here are 5 dinner recipes that will keep your kitchen cool and your bellies full. Because it's summertime, we've got to start out with a little barbecue. I'm doing potluck style party ribs. The slow cooker is the easiest way to get fall apart, mouth-watering ribs, and I'm going to show you how. I've got some meaty baby back ribs, but you could definitely do this with spare ribs. The term party ribs come from the idea that the ribs are already cut in single-size servings. This really also makes for just an easy way to serve up dinner. It's totally a customizable dinner too, because you can put in as many ribs that you need to feed your family. Crockpot is perfect for tougher cuts like ribs, because this type of meat needs to be slow cooked anyway, so Crockpot is just perfect. I'm just gonna add all these straight to the slow cooker and then we'll season them. And then to flavor our ribs, it's just barbecue sauce. You can totally just dump a whole bottle of your favorite barbecue sauce or use the pantry staples you have on hand and make your own. So I'm just starting with a little bit of ketchup. I'm gonna add in some vinegar, some soy sauce, a little honey. You can do mustard or dried mustard, a little bit of ground ginger, and then a good bit of salt and pepper. Just make it your own. I'm using a recipe from Allrecipes, but I'm also making it my own. Before I pour this over, I'm also gonna add in an onion. This is just how you get that good weekend flavor on a weeknight. The thing about cooking in your slow cooker in the summer is it doesn't always have to be stews and chilies. It can be stuff like this, and it's just the best way to keep your kitchen cool in the summertime. Onion over the ribs, and then pour our sauce over. It really is that easy. These will cook low and slow for about 4 hours. If you're doing a spare rib, you might add another hour or so. Pick up some store-bought sides, and dinner will be ready. You ready to see some fall off the bone ribs? Look no further. So I'm gonna show you a couple things. First, look how tender it falls off the bone. So, they are delicious. Just like that. Or if you're willing to turn on your oven for less than 5 minutes, it will not heat your kitchen up. And you wanna get that charred barbecue flavor, put them on a little baking sheet, brush them with a little sauce, and then just pop it under the broiler for just a couple minutes. If you like a sauceless rib, I mean, it's got all that good juice in here, but the meat has absorbed so much of that flavor. Just take some sauce, spoon it over the ribs. The sugars, whether it be honey or brown sugar or just the ketchup that's in barbecue sauce, is going to caramelize as soon as it hits that broiler. I think this step is worth it, but you don't have to do it. The ribs are gonna be the star of the show, and to really keep your kitchen nice and cool, you just take some shortcuts from the grocery store. I just got pre-made potato salad, and then I love these little slaw kits. So you can just make a quick coleslaw to go with this. Or you make the ribs and tell everybody else to bring the sides. Look at those. Look at those. See how that barbecue sauce is kind of caramelizing right there? That's what you want. Listen. It's easier than standing out in that hot sun all day by the smoker. No one would ever guess those came out of the slow cooker. You know what I mean? So build that perfect plate. Already finger looking good. Watch this fall apart. I know cooking ribs like this is kind of cheating in the barbecue world, but I don't care. I don't care. Cheaters win in this case. A lot more flavor than you can imagine gets absorbed into the meat this way by slow cooking in that slow cooker. If you've never made ribs like this, or if maybe you've never made ribs at all, this is a great non-intimidating recipe to start with. Any guesses as to what we're making next? Nothing says summer like a shrimp boil, and a slow cooker shrimp boil couldn't be any easier. This is the meal you're gonna make when you go to the beach, okay? And you get that fresh shrimp while you're there. I've gotten to where I make sure whatever beach rental we have has a slow cooker. If not, I will bring my own, because we are not going out to dinner every night at the beach. Ain't nobody got time or money for that. So just like when you're doing a shrimp boil in a pot, you want to start with the things that are going to take the longest to cook. So that's going to be our potatoes, obviously, and we can go ahead and add some other flavor in there from the beginning, like our onions and garlic. I like to use just the small red potatoes in my boils. You can throw them in whole, especially if they're smaller, but I'm gonna cut them in half just so they can really absorb that flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and throw these into the slow cooker. Start building those flavors. And I'm also gonna throw in some garlic cloves, some Old Bay, or whatever seafood boil you like. The thing about cooking in a slow cooker is it's going to produce its own liquid, so you don't have to add a lot, but I will go in with some water to get it going. And of course, some lemon. Squeeze it and throw the lemon in there as well. A little bit of Worcestershire and a little bit of hot sauce. I like to give this about an hour head start, and then I'll go in with my sausage and corn. Almost forgot, 2 bay leaves going in. You can just go high for about an hour or low for a couple hours. So depending on whether or not you're laying out at the beach, this will tell you, set a timer on when it's time to come back in and add the next thing. After about an hour, it's time to go in with the sausage and corn, and you're just gonna cut that up into bite-sized pieces and throw it in. This is really gonna add flavor that's going to get infused into those potatoes. And I like to cut the corn into like 3 or 4 pieces, so we just like little bite-sized corns. That sweet summer corn, there's just nothing like it. And now these just go straight in and go another couple hours. In with the sausage and corn, and also a stick of butter. Half the beauty of a shrimp boil is the liquid gold. Now, stick of butter, grab a cocktail, head back to the beach, and I'll see you in a couple hours. About 20 to 30 minutes before you're ready to eat, that's when you're gonna add the shrimp. Everything else is good to go. You want those potatoes to be good and tender. The corn, the longer it cooks, it's just gonna soak up all those juices. The sausage has lent so much flavor. What I forgot to tell you is you need to take the lemon halves out after the first hour or so, or they become bitter. Then you're gonna take your shrimp, and they don't take long to cook, but they are gonna cool everything off, so you want everything to heat back up. That's why it's gonna take, about 20 to 30 minutes, not to really just cook the shrimp, but to get everything hot again. After you go in with your shrimp, give it one more sprinkle of Old Bay. You could also do Cajun seasoning at this point. We don't want any flavorless food. And another half stick of butter. Basically, once that butter is good and melted, everything will be ready. That cold beer, because we have to. Look at that shrimp boil. Hot, buttery, spicy, salty. See, slow cookers are not just for wintertime favorites. This is almost easier than standing over the pot, because you just have to throw your things in and you don't have to sit there and babysit it. Did take about 30 minutes because the shrimp were really cold. So once you add them in, they just kind of cool everything off again, so you gotta heat it all back up. Why not add a little greenery? All right, get some cocktail sauce, ready to go. And add some more lemons. Look at that. Slow cooker, shrimp boil for the win. It would not hurt at all to grab some crusty bread. At this point, everybody just digs right in. Let me make sure it's good though. That is delicious. Not only is it good, it is perfectly cooked. I just get in with my fingers, but you can do however you want. The sausage, the potato. If you don't do anything else from this whole video, make the slow cooker shrimp boil this summer. You will not be disappointed. A+100. Maybe the most comforting one of the day, a slow cooker summer corn chowder. This is not just a side soup. This is a hearty soup that you can serve for dinner. It's gonna have ham in it, potatoes, and then of course, lots of corn. Now this recipe does call for frozen corn. However, you can totally use your fresh farmer's market corn. We're just trying to keep dinner really easy on those hot summer days. But I do love this recipe because it is the ultimate dump and go. I think this one is a good one to serve on those like rainy summer days. Then literally everything gets dumped right into the slow cooker. So it does take some shortcuts here. I don't want to hear it. Okay, I'm just following the recipe. Cream of mushroom is going to build the creamy base for the soup, and I'm going to add milk and half and half. Okay, in with the onion, cream of mushroom. You could totally make your own cream of situation on the stove. The whole idea was not to heat up the kitchen, It's going to need about 2 to 3 cups of liquid, so I'm going to do 1 can full of half and half and 1 can full of milk. And then I'm going in with 2 cups of corn. Typically, if something's called a chowder, it usually includes 2 ingredients, milk and potatoes. So I'm using the frozen cubed up hash browns, and then we're gonna go in with some creamed corn. Next goes in 2 cans of chopped green chilies. I love this addition because it's gonna add another dimension of flavor. And then some ham. This is just a diced up ham steak. Keeps it easy and makes this more of a hearty dinner. And it just needs a few more flavorful additions. So we're gonna kick it up a little bit. Also cut through some of the richness with a little hot sauce, a little bit of chili powder. You're gonna get some salt from that cream of mushroom and also from the ham. So I'm gonna start on the lesser end of the salt, but you can always add more. It's gonna give off more liquid as it slow cooks. Place the butter on top, and I'll see you in a little bit. This smells so good. So thick and creamy. I just wish you could smell it. I mean, I think you could totally do this with seafood. Also, you could add in some crab or shrimp. You know how I feel when something is slow cooked, adding a little bit of freshness, maybe something cold, just help make those perfect bites. I'm going in with a little more hot sauce, some fresh, cool green onions, and some oyster crackers just feel right. This is a soup that is definitely fit for dinner. The ultimate dump and go, and I'm here for it. I'm not mad at all about the convenience products used to create this masterpiece. There is so much flavor. I love the green chilies in there. That corn is still sweet and slightly crunchy. Potatoes are tender and creamy. This is a delicious soup that the whole family will love. I promise you. I don't think people use their slow cooker enough in the summer. This should be your excuse to try it. Another summer pork recipe that is not barbecue, green chile pork. We're going to make tostadas with a delicious summer salsa. That just screams summer. If you've got all day to let this go, you can leave your pork shoulder whole. I'm going to cut it into large pieces just so it cooks a little bit faster. This is bone-in, which is just easier to find. So I just like to cut it into like 4 or 5 pieces. So trim off some of the fat because we do not need that since we are not cooking this over our smoker. Okay, and I'm just gonna drop this right into the slow cooker. I'm also gonna add in a chopped onion, and I'm gonna season with salt and pepper. A great shortcut for slow cooker cooking is using store-bought sauces. So this is a tomatillo salsa. So it's got our green chili in here. Pour that right in, along with green chilies. So I've got 2 serrano peppers, just gonna throw right in, and a bunch of cilantro. You can just see the summery freshness right there. I'm loving it. So this is gonna go low for about 8 hours or high for about half the time. To go with that rich, spicy chili pork, a fresh summer salsa. Still requires no heating on the stove or in the oven. And I'm using just the bounty of produce. I feel like people eat a lot more fruits and veggies in the summertime because they're just cool and crisp. So this is that. I've just got some sweet red bell pepper. To that, I'm gonna add in some Vidalia onion. This is the onion of summer, okay? I'm gonna do some fresh corn here. You don't have to cook it or anything. Sweet little juicy bites. Of course, some jalapeno. Goes with our green chili vibes, you know? Gonna take the seeds out just so it's not too spicy. How much you add is up to you. And then I'm also gonna do a little bit of fresh pineapple. Just goes well with that pork. Of course, while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and chop up some cilantro. I always love something fresh when you've got something slow cooked. Usually what comes out of the slow cooker, whether it be a comforting winter meal or a summer meal like these, a lot of times they are heavy in the richness. So to have something bright and crunchy really cuts through that. And then I still want it to be a hearty dinner. So I'm adding in a can of black beans too, and then all of the fruits of our labor. All right, then I'm just gonna add a little fresh lime, some salt and pepper. That's about it. Cumin kind of adds a little smoky, like earthy element to this. Stir it up. And then you wanna let it sit for a little while. So this is actually better to make in advance or when you make the pork so that it can sit while the pork's cooking. That way those juices can start to come out. Green chile pork is falling off the bone. So you're gonna wanna shred it. I mean, it requires almost no effort to shred it. This would also make great sandwiches or would be good to stir into a pot of stew. Tendonism.
Boy, look here, this is tendonism at its best.
All right, you've got all this delicious meat, but don't forget about that liquid gold that's still in the slow cooker. All those onions and that green salsa, delish. Tostada shells, I love these. I always have them in my house because they make good snacks. I'm gonna add a little avocado to the base. Give it a little smash, spread it over the bottom of your tostada. This is gonna act as the glue. Then you've got our flavorful pulled pork. Look at that. Just go ahead and make yourself 2 because I promise you can't just eat 1. Then our fresh and flavorful summer salsa right on top. Can you taste it? It's kind of gotten a little bit saucy and juicy. That's what you want. Now that's a summer slow cooker meal if I've ever seen one. And a new way to serve your pulled pork. The pork is rich. It's super tender. It's got the perfect amount of flavor. But when you add that summer crunch on top, absolute perfection and the most perfect bite. For my final trick, summer barbecue served up Hawaiian style. We are going to do Hawaiian barbecue chicken sandwiches for dinner. Feels appropriate for a Friday night, right? We're at Friday by now. This one might be the easiest of the day. Go in with just boneless, skinless chicken breast. To that, store-bought honey barbecue sauce, because we like a shortcut. I'm gonna do almost the whole bottle and save some for later. Some soy sauce, salty to the sweet, and some sweet to the salty. A can of pineapple tidbits with the juice and all. And to balance out some of that sweet, I'm gonna add in a jalapeno. Just going to cut it in half to expose some of those seeds. Just throw it right in. Told you that was easy. This is going to go low for 4 to 5 hours or high for 2 to 3. While I am kind of full, I think I've got room for this because it smells so good. Our Hawaiian barbecue chicken. Yes, 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 yes. Like the pork, I'm just gonna shred this. I'm just gonna do it right in the slow cooker. It should fall apart, and it does. People think chicken in the crock pot takes all day. As you can see, it does not. This is also a fun one you could do for a party because you can get it to this point, leave it on warm, and then just serve some slider buns with it. Everyone can make their own Hawaiian barbecue sliders. Got to see what this tastes like. It's making my mouth tingle. It's got that sweet, juicy pineapple flavor with the barbecue. I think I want to add the rest of that barbecue sauce and a little bit of salt. And we cooked it with the jalapeno. There is no real heat coming out of that. So I'm gonna add some when I build my sandwiches because I love a little sweet and spicy. Got our Hawaiian barbecue pork. An onion roll is the perfect vessel for this. Right on that onion roll. It is tender, it is juicy, and it is flavorful. Some little crunchy red onion. It's gonna be perfect on this. And some thin sliced jalapeno. Just a little more of that honey barbecue sauce. Hawaiian barbecue chicken sandwiches, our final summer slow cooker dinner. Coming right up. That is how you need to serve it up. With that little juicy bite of pineapple in there. This is definitely another different barbecue experience. Not every day has to taste like the 4th of July, you know? And I love the way some of that liquid gold kind of seeps into the bread a little bit. The crunch from the jalapeno and the onion really makes it the perfect bite. Did I save the best for last? Well, only you'll be able to know. You're gonna have to try them all to find out. But I can tell you, it's a 10 out of 10. I said I was full before I took that bite. Now I really am full. But you know what I'm not? Is hot, because the kitchen is cool, thanks to the slow cooker. My job here is done.